At All-Star Weekend in Seattle, we got to meet some all-time greats. Today's Sunday Showdown is all about those guys. So let's get into it. Thanks for joining us on the Baseball Brouhaha. We got coffee and we got trivia coming at you, and we got more All-Star Game fun because we got to meet some great players, get some pictures, and we're gonna do trivia about all those guys today. So we're getting into it. We're gonna find out the winner of this week. We'll see where we land. Adam, what do we got?
Yeah, we got some really fun ones focusing on some guys we made a little personal connection with. So that's always fun for us to get some personal stories going. So here we are. Which of these players we're cycling through? We got Corbin Carroll, Edgar Martinez, Fred Lynn, Eric Davis, Tim Raines, and Tony Oliva that we got to meet. Which of these players has the highest 162 game average WAR? Aaron, what do you got?
Well, I went with Corbin Carroll here, and he's the shortest tenured, but I figured he hasn't had time to have a back end of his career with limited WAR, so I'm going Corbin Carroll on this one.
And I went Corbin Carroll on this one as well for that exact reason. He's just been, sensational to start with
Yep.
and hasn't really had any slumping for a prolonged period of time. So let's go to the answer. Let's take a peek at what we got. The correct answer is indeed Corbin Carroll at 6.9. That's a lot of WAR.
Yep.
A 1.5 WAR ahead of the next closest, Edgar Martinez at 5.4. It was really fun meeting those players, um, looking up some of these stats about these guys. We're going to get into a little bit more trivia here, but let's take a peek at the scoreboard. We both scored almost every inning. You're up
Oh,
7
look at that.
6 as we head into the eighth. We got ourselves a good matchup going here. So, Aaron,
Mm-hmm.
we head in here to the eighth inning. Hit me with your question.
All right, here we go. So we're talking about these six guys, and I want to know which of these six players made their major league debut at the youngest age.
Okay, I was trying to do a little calculation in my head, but I'm going to go with a very tentative and uncertain Eric Davis.
Well, you're close. Eric Davis is second. He was 21, almost 22. But Tim Raines was still 20 years old when he made his debut.
Wow. Wow. Okay. Well, here's your question, Aaron. Tim Raines had a sensational start to his career. 1981 to 1986, through 1986, he was a six-time All-Star and led the league or MLB in a ton of statistics, but he was not signed. There was no serious offer by a team after 1986.
Mm-hmm.
Why was he not seriously considered by teams?
Boy, I don't know. I feel like this. The only thing I can think of is that he had some kind of serious injury, maybe toward the end of the '86 season or something like that. That was going to take a long time for him to rehab. That's all I can think of.
No, actually, the reason was because of owners' collusion. So at that time,
Yeah.
collusion was a big part of the free agency and contract process.
Mm.
And Reigns, along with other players, was actually compensated later on because of collusion.
Wow.
And so he eventually got a contract, but he didn't get a contract until like May of the 1987 season.
Wow. That's wild. That's wild.
Yeah. So here we are, back to the scoreboard. Goose eggs there. So we're still 7-6 going into the ninth. I got to score a run here to keep this one going. So Aaron,
Mm-hmm.
what are we doing here?
All right. So here we are. We're looking at these six guys again. And one of these six players in their all star game career, so not total career, just all star games that they played in, one of these guys is top five all time in slugging percentage, OPS, home runs, and RBI. Can you tell me which guy it was?
I don't know, but I was doing some research about Tony Oliva, preparing for some ninth inning questions for you, and that guy could hit.
Hmm.
And knowing what I know about some of these other players, I'm going to go with Oliva.
That is incorrect. The
Oh,
answer is Fred Lynn, and you wouldn't expect it. Fred Lynn is had the most All-Star game appearances out of any of these guys.
really? That is
Yeah,
incredible. I would not have guessed that at
yeah,
all.
he had 9. There's a lot. I mean, there's a lot of people that think he should have a serious Hall of Fame
Yeah.
consideration, but alas, not now.
Yeah. Well, we're going to the scoreboard here. There it is. Aaron wins 7-6. Let's throw up a little pew pew for you. How about that? Which moves us right into story time. As Aaron, you're going to give us a little story time fun. As we do
Hmm.
that, we're going to show you a little footage from our time at the All Star game here.
Yeah, we had a ton of fun at the All-Star game. So here you see player introductions. We were sitting up in center field up there, kind of where the left field bleachers end right there, and got to see a great game, 8th inning home run that won it for the National League here. But kind of a fun thing as far as another thing with meeting players. So we had Pablo Lopez was down on the field shagging balls before the game, threw one up into our section way up. And we got a ball that we got to bring home from the All-Star game, which was cool. And then on Wednesday morning, my dad and I are flying back, and we go to Adam drops us off at the Seattle airport, and we get lunch at a little fish and chips spot there in the airport. And we're standing there waiting for our flight and everything. And I look over and I say, "Is that Pablo Lopez?" My dad goes over, introduces himself. Sure enough, Pablo Lopez is in the SeaTac airport, just like a regular dude, and nobody has any clue who this guy is. We stood there and chatted for about 5 minutes. He told me about what he's got going on, going to Oakland. Super nice guy. Had a great time. Just thankful for Pablo being willing to take a few minutes uh, and have a little conversation on his way to Oakland. So that was fun.
Yeah, great way to wrap up the All Star weekend, I guess. We had a really great time. Aaron, thanks for sharing that story. There's going to be
Mhm,
some more of our All Star game stuff popping up here and there as we go
mhm.
along. We had too much for just one show to
Oh
pack
yeah.
in, but we had a great weekend. So thanks,
Mhm.
everybody.
Thanks for hanging with us. We'll be back at it tomorrow for a new week. We're tied up again 5-5. Let's get after it for another week. Thanks everybody.